be against the law to look this damn good. Watch out now. Cause baby, I feel real good and I wish I would. Watch out now. It's gotta be against the law.
Wake up! Yep, it's that time again this morning. Vapers AM brought to you by Vapers1.com. I'm your host, Anthony Ramella. All right, guys, well, we got stuff to talk about today. Still drinking my Diet Dew. Got to get that to get myself up here in the morning. Got this Tesla 220 with this fantastic looking Falcon King tank on here. This morning I'm vaping what's called Pig and Mud. It's like a chocolate milkshake, chocolate almond milk flavor. I think it's really, really good. All right, so like we do every morning, we're going to do some Today in History stuff. This was an interesting one today. As I was looking through different things to talk about for history today, I always like to put things out there that kind of have something to do with what we're dealing with as far as the vaping industry. This one was kind of interesting, and I hope you can see the correlation. Ellen DeGeneres, who used to have an actual sitcom show years ago, way before she ever had a talk show, she actually came out on her sitcom unbeknownst to anyone on the show itself. So with that, this was a time period where being gay wasn't really accepted as far as in the media, as far as on TV, and even for most people that were out there. And when she did this, it absolutely rocked the world. I find some similarities there with vaping that I find are pretty interesting. There were Christian groups that were against it. There were federal groups that were against it. There were media groups that were against it. They called for boycotts for the broadcasting company that she was with at the time. And I find it very interesting because a lot of things that may seem crazy today or may seem to be something that you're not fully aware of, or it's something you're not interested in changing into, might just become the norm in a few years. And this is a perfect example of that. When I was a kid, it was very interesting to see how things had progressed when it came to situations like this. And I'm happy to see where we are now. It seems like there's much more exception going on with things like that, and I'm hoping that's what will happen with the vaping industry. They will see that the statistics are out there, that the science is out there, that eventually you won't be able to hide or hold back the science that's coming through about vaping, and what we're seeing is how much healthier it is for you. Even the Canadian government is saying that it's less hazardous than vaping, and that's probably about as close as we're ever going to see a government official say that it's probably better for you than smoking cigarettes. So thank you, Ellen, for what you do and for being a pioneer in that area. I got some birthdays today. This was a really funny birthday day today. There's all kinds of wild people on here with birthdays that all share the same day. So we were talking about Marvel, the universe, and they've got a new movie that just came out. Gal Gadot, the person that plays Wonder Woman, it's her birthday today. And then, unbeknownst to me, Mary Jane, Kirsten Dunst's character from the original Spider-Man trilogy, it's her birthday today as well. So happy birthday to you two ladies. You've done fantastic work in that field, and I really appreciate your acting skills, and I love those movies. So that was really awesome. And then going completely the other direction to the small screen, two of the guys on The Big Bang Theory actually share this as their birthday as well. So Johnny Galecki and Kunal Nayyar, which plays Rajesh, and then Johnny Galecki, which you all know plays Leonard on the show, they both share the same birthday. My question to you is, which one is older? And by a considerable amount. And if you don't know, maybe that's something you'll look into today. I'm not going to tell you. Maybe we'll talk about it tomorrow. All right, so it is time to get on to some news because I've got to get out of here today. I've got some work to do, got to shoot some videos, got to make a commercial, got all kinds of stuff that we're working on here to try and get the word out about vaping. So we got to get on to some news this morning. Looks like my first news story today is kind of a funny one. Kind of falls in line with some of the birthdays that we had today. TMZ is not a normal place that I go to get vaping news for sure. I know there are a lot of sensationalism and it's a lot about celebrities and things like that, but I found that this one was interesting. Probably 6 to 8 months ago, we did a story about a Chinese plane that was diverted because of a vaping issue with one of the pilots. Well, here's a similar story, but kind of the opposite. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Flash TV show that is on Netflix. I think it originally was on the WB. Grant Gustin was the gentleman that plays the Flash on the show. Well, it looks like he was actually on a plane, went into the bathroom with a vaping device. He went in the restroom with a vaping device and started puffing on it, and there was so much vapor that was rolling out of the cabin, it actually went into the area where the pilots were, and it caused the oxygen mask to fall for them. So you can't vape on an airplane, guys. I know it's not as dangerous as smoking, but anytime you see a bunch of vapor or you don't know what rolling out of a bathroom in an airplane, you're gonna freak the heck out of people. So this is something that's not legal. I know there's no real secondhand issues with this, but let's be realistic and respectful and not be vaping on airplanes. Now, my problem with this story was really what happened after he landed. So after he landed, authorities took him away and they gave him just a warning. And I think that this is a bad precedent to set. Yes, I understand that he's a TV star, but that doesn't mean he should get away with something like this. Our airplanes and airlines and all that, people are really stressed out when they get on these because of things that have happened in our past. Let's not do something that adds to that stress. I honestly think he should at least have had a couple of days to sit and think about it. But, that's my opinion. I don't get to make those decisions, but I think that was a little easy on him just to give him a warning. If you are a celebrity, let's not be vaping on airplanes, okay? And even if you're not a celebrity, let's not do that either. If I could talk this morning, I'd be doing a lot better. Anyway, so I did put a link down in the description about this, so you guys can take a quick look at that. So let's go on to some actual real news. Looks like there's some new taxes going to be coming into Nevada if this SB 263 bill passes. I looked, I couldn't find the date that this votes on, and this is a constant problem for me. I look at a lot of different bills from a lot of different states and little government officials and things that go in. I wish there was a website where I could just type in a bill number and see when it's going to get voted on. I've read through the articles, I've read through the bills, and they never give me a specific time, at least that I can find. I don't know if they make this difficult on purpose so that you don't know when these things are coming down so you can't, rise up and fight against it. I'm hoping that that's not the case, but I really don't know. But if you're out there and you're a whiz when it comes to websites and stuff, if there's a way that we could set that up, man, that would make our lives like a lot easier. So basically, what the deal is they want to tax vape products the same as tobacco products. And I think it's because a lot of people are switching from tobacco to vaping and they're losing their tax money, and this is a way for them to do that. So they're just going to all lump it into one. The problem with this is once they start taxing it, the vape stores are going to be responsible for collecting this tax. But the second thing is that vape stores will now have to get a license to sell tobacco products, which is just more money they have to give to the state for something that really they should be being thanked for and not being punished for by more money having to go out every month. So if you're in Nevada and you don't know about this already, please contact your representatives there. See if you can get this squashed, because vaping is not smoking, and I don't know how many times that I have to say that before that makes sense. I think the real issue with all of these things is money, 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 as it always is when it comes to taxes, when it comes to regulations. The tobacco companies, the pharmaceutical companies are fighting this tooth and nail. They don't want vaping to exist because they see it's a healthier alternative, and they see if everybody switches over to this, they're not going to have the money coming into their businesses that they're used to, and it's going to be a problem for them. So they are throwing out any propaganda they possibly can. Along those same lines, I'm going to end the day with this. I saw that there was 3.5 million supposed high school and middle school students that vaped. So I wanted to see what was the actual count for students in the United States as a total. There are more than 50 million students in school, high school, middle school age across the United States. 3.5 million of them vape. That's an issue, but I think when you're looking at something that's an epidemic, it's going to have to be a higher percentage than that. It needs to be 25, 30, 40% of people doing something that's bad for them before it becomes an epidemic. This is an inconvenience, and once again, like I'll say every time, no one has ever died from e-liquid. All right? So I got to get on with my day. Stop smoking or you're going to die. I'm going to jump in the shower and get out of here. I'll be back again tomorrow with more news. We're just going to keep it on this as much as we possibly can. We got to keep you guys informed, so stick with me. Have a great rest of the day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Oh man, I love this song.
The life you save might be your own.
Down to Vapers I go. Down to Vapers I go. Vapers1.com is the site you should know. So online, down to Vapers I'll go.